Buckle in, kids. It's time for an Ascent Hyperion Devil's Advocate video, where I take a seemingly obscene Halo take and do my best to explain why someone would think this way. Today, we'll be talking about cross-core customization, which is one of the most requested changes to Halo Infinite. Earlier this week, people began using an exploit in Infinite to preview out what cross-core customization will make possible, and rather than use it to make super cool armor combos, it was used to make this, and this, and this. And it's got people begging the question, is cross-core as good of an idea as we thought? Make sure you subscribe to the channel and be sure to stick around for my viewer question at the end. Let's get this started. Now, let's clear the air. Obviously, in the grand scheme, cross-core is a net positive from the general perspective of player expression, but the catch lies in the saying, more isn't always better. To understand why cross-core would be a negative thing, we need to understand what other players' desires it contradicts. Primarily, it would undo the desire of some fans to have Halo return to a more grounded art style. Many of you might recall one of the biggest gripes from the Halo community about Halos 4 and 5 is that the armor art style was too lofty, too colorful, and too bleeding heart sci-fi. And many fans attested that Halo needed to return to the more dirty, realistic, and muted color palette and style of Halo Reach. And in Halo Infinite, 343 actually did that. For the Halo Reach armor core, that is. Outside the Reach core, you have access to flowers, cat ears, weeaboo armor, right-wing extremist armor, and whatever the this is supposed to be. And actually, I previously hinted at this sentiment in my video discussing the general customization of Halo Infinite. When compared to Halo 5, which itself was critiqued for being too unrealistic and lofty, Halo Infinite is just as, if not objectively, more out of this world and bizarre than any other Halo before it. And all that is with the caveat that that's what core-locked customization looks like. Now, what happens when cross-core gets implemented? In lies the root of people's worry. The examples posted by the leakers are, of course, very obvious and dramatic examples of the atrocities that cross-core allows, and many players would brush these off as just that. But conceptually, if you were someone who truly and honestly thought Halo needed to go back to being grounded and gritty, then this would upset you, correct? From my perspective, cross-core will call the bluff of fans who use the idea of wanting a grounded Halo as an excuse to down-talk the styles of Halo 4 and Halo 5, which will objectively now be more grounded than Halo Infinite, if they aren't already. Today's video is sponsored by Z-League. Please stop playing Halo Infinite for free. It's time to start getting paid. You can literally get paid to play through Z-League's daily tournaments. There are over half a dozen free cash and credit tournaments happening every day, as well as larger tournaments with entrance fees. So thanks to Z-League, you can now get paid to play Halo. Pause the video, click the link in my bio, and let me know how much you earn. Admittedly, even I myself am not too thrilled to see Halo be so overtly consumed by the flashy, colorful, and ridiculous cosmetics that weigh down Infinite like the artistic anchor. And it's about the visuals in one sense, but in the other sense, it's how it's a symptom of modern player expression. Game devs overload their games with all these things designed to stimulate you to spend money. It's the full rend of what customization has been reduced to, a means of making money. And the end result is the bastardization of Halo's art style. Whether it be the gritty one from Reach, the Power Rangers aesthetic of Halo 5, or the action figure look of Halo 3. While each was different, each was at least unified within itself. Halo Infinite is anything but. This issue, like I often say, is like any other. There is no black or white, right or wrong. Personally, even if it means I have to see stuff like this, I still stand by the idea that cross-core itself is a net positive for Halo, and I think our disdain for end results like these seen here speaks more about the customization pool in Infinite than it does crosscore itself, and I'd be a little more forgiving about this topic if it weren't for the fact that 343 themselves seem to amp up Infinite's art style as some savior state return to form. At the end of the day, it feels misleading, and I think that's where the negative feelings from these fans comes from. But like I said in this video a few years ago, in terms of customization, who cares? Dress as you want and others will do the same. If you're on my team, you can look like this or whatever, so long as you have a positive KD. Let's cap out with the viewer question. Are you more inclined to do a crazy build like this or something more reasonable like this? Let me know in the comments below. That's gonna do it for this video. Be sure you follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Like the video if you have not already, and join my Discord below to continue the conversation. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later.